Okay, hi guys, welcome back to another review, and this one is going to be a special one. This is something I did not expect that I was going to like. Earbuds, as you know, have kind of died a death, and there have been a few brands, premium brands, over the past sort of 2 decades that have kept that torch alive, such as VE Monk. Rose brought out a few. I really like their Mojito earbuds. And Ewan or YN or whatever they're called, Ewan PK1, PK2, those sort of ones. I think the OK ones as well. I've had all of them and I've really liked them, but they've always had these plastic little connectors, and the sound has, you know, it's generally been very good, and it offers something very different from the experience you get from in-ear monitors or custom in-ears or something like that. It's a very different experience and way of experiencing your music, and the way you just, it almost feels kind of breezy, casual. You know, this is for a listening for enjoyment kind of experience. It crosses that border between a earphone and an actual set of full-size headphones, especially in the sort of open back realm. These are the best earbuds that I've heard to date. These are what I would consider endgame earbuds, and what they do fantastically well. And so I've put everything back in the box, as I've started to do in the recent reviews, so you can see the unboxing while I'm talking. I think that's the best way to do it, rather than me just waving a set of earphones about in front of you. So you can get to see what you get. You get pretty simple packaging, but it's nice, good quality. You get the earphones on the outside, so you know what you're getting. Flagship earbud with MMCX, we'll talk about that because it's very important. You get the data on the back in English and Chinese, and I believe, yep, you get an option of 3.5mm standard plug, 2.5 balanced and 4.4mm balanced. 4.4mm is actually, right now, that's worked out really well. Usually I wouldn't want a 4.4, I would want a 2.5, but since I'm considering the Dayton Ray H1 as the gold standard right now, this coming to me in a 4.4 is perfect for me. So we'll get the sleeve out the way, and then you can see you just get this nice white box. And as I say, I've tried to put everything back in as best I can, but there's a few bits of dust and stuff on the inside. So this is what you get in ways of presentation. This will be the earbuds, we'll take them out last. This is the carry case. The carry case, super nice, super premium denim material. It's a rock solid hard case with a little bit of padding on the top, NiceHCK logo in there. I'm just going to call them NiceHCK because I'm not going to say HCK every single time. These are interesting. The little rubber kind of washer things that sit around the perimeter of the earphones, and they allow them to grip into the ears just that little bit firmer. I really like that. It gives an option against the foamies that you get here. They do give you a lot of foamies. These are the traditional sort of things that, you know, you've probably seen from going back to the 90s if you've been around that long. This is a little foam disc that you slide over the top of the earbuds, and it just makes them a little bit more comfortable over long-term use. The cable, as well, you get the usual instruction manual and the warranty card that you will never use in your life. That comes with most of these Chinese earphones. I guess it's going to be useful if you're in the Chinese market, but in the Western market, I would rather just contact Hi-Fi Go or somebody and get them to deal with any warranty claim that I have. Anyway, the cable is very well suited to this earphone. By that I mean, these are cable down earphones, meaning that you wear them with the cable coming straight down out your ear. A braided cable is not as conducive to that. I just don't think it's as clean looking. This is corded cable. This is a very, very nice little touch. So most earphone companies just throw in this standard thing, like on the Duno Hulk. That's the BGVP DM8 cable, just the DM8 there. And this is the Linso one, which doesn't have it, but you can see Campfire Audio have an even cheaper version of that. This is a nice little touch because it allows me to just fold them up, open this little guy up, which is a little bit harder on camera obviously, put it through there, and it just has a little magnet and it just holds it. Super, super neat. I think that's a way better solution than the little Velcro tabs. That's something I actually use and never use the Velcro tabs. But the cable is corded and it's a 2-strand twist at the bottom. It's quite a stiff gauge underneath it, so it might be a slightly heavier gauge, and you can see here is the 4.4mm connector, perfect for using it in here. One thing to note is that they do not come with an adapter, so I think if you're going to be getting a 4.4 and you do have a 4.4 device, that's fine, but otherwise I would tend to go for a 2.5 and then use an adapter to go on the way up. So get a 2.5 and then buy a couple of aftermarket little adapters to take you up to a 4.4 or 3.5 if you need it. But the hardware on this, super nice, really nice metal, chrome finish, nice little strain relief there, as I say, into the dual twist. Coming up to the metal splitter point, which is very nice, adds a little bit of weight, which pulls the earplugs down and doesn't let this cable get away from you. And the little splitter here, which actually, instead of just being a circular splitter, it's a little oval shape, and that works really, really well. And you can see there's not a lot of memory retention in this. It's very pliable and it's very resistant to tangles. We'll just do the little wind test on it to see how it sits. And that is absolute perfection for me. So in combination with this, that is super nice. Now, let's talk about the little inclusion, or the inclusion of NiceHCK connectors. I think this is a big change from the Yuen and some of the VE Monks. Traditionally, earbuds have fixed cables in them, and when the cable goes, you're most likely throwing out the earphones. This move, almost all quality earphones now come with some form of detachable cable. Whether you're talking budget earphones all the way up to ultra premium stuff, detachable cables have finally become a thing, and my preference of them are NiceHCK connectors, which are these little circular dots that you insert into the earphones, as opposed to the 2 pins, which I found are prone to bending and breaking over time. So if we take a look at the earbuds themselves, it's a full metal body, and it's really, really beautifully done. It feels very premium, it feels nicely finished, and it looks great. It looks absolutely fantastic. It's the first time in a long time that I've had somebody ask me what I'm wearing in my ears, a stranger asked me. That doesn't really happen even with some of these really fancy things, but I think people are surprised to see you wearing actual earbuds again. And out of all the ones that I've ever tried, these are the best built, the best looking, and yeah, they just feel really, really, really nice. I mean, I think in that sort of setup, that you can agree that is a nice looking little portable setup. Or even if I want to grab this little guy out here, it just looks like it should be with premium audio products, whereas the older Yuens and stuff like that just look like any other cheap generic earbud. So let's stick them onto the cable and we'll talk a little bit about the sound. The sound is by far, all this aside, and something else that I want to talk about in a little bit. I do want to talk about the way we use our earphones now. But something I want to talk about is definitely the sound. The sound on these is incredible, and I don't know why more people aren't talking about it, because I think we've become so fixated with in-ear models that something like this is going to be overlooked. Obviously, the way we use earphones nowadays is going to be in various situations, and it's very unlikely that this is going to be the perfect all-around single unit solution. You know, I'm not going to use this on a bus, I'm not going to use it on a plane, I'm probably not going to use it when walking about. But to sit at home or sit at my desk or sit in my office listening with this one, it's just a really, really nice experience. To just pick these up, drop them into your ear, no pulling, no hassle getting a seal, having one bud in, one bud out. It's just a really nice experience, really nice. Takes me back to the earlier days of listening to music and stuff like that. I didn't think too much about faffing about with cables and all that stuff. I just picked up my earbuds, put it in, enjoyed my music. Using them in terms of what type of music you're going to listen to is, as you would probably expect, you're not going to be listening to bass heavy music with this, and the reason is, even though they have a large diaphragm driver on them, you're not getting that seal where the pressure can build up and accurately portray deep sub bass. But what bass they do have is extremely detailed, extremely textured, rich and clear and perfectly balanced with the rest of the spectrum. It is a very neutral but energetic earphone. It is smooth, but it's energetic somehow. It has one of the widest sound stages that I've heard, out with even the Solaris. It is a super wide earphone, making it perfect for live performances, that sort of stuff. You know, like live or concert music, live orchestral music, live jazz club music and stuff like that. These are amazing for it. They are mid-range focused, so the mid-range is definitely the most prominent and most exciting part of this earphone. And it just has a beautiful energy to the vocals, female vocals, Diana Krall, Autumn in New York. The opening picking of the guitar leads into her vocals, and first I was just listening to those guitars just picking and floating and just beautiful, and then into the sort of gravity of her voice, and it just comes across buttery smooth. Beautiful presentation, clarity, imaging, soundstage combination that I just feel like we've been missing for a little bit. I find that things like this try and portray that, but this just does it naturally. And then you go into male vocals, White Trash Beautiful by Everlast. I was listening to Opeth, I was listening to Concord, and the gravity in the male vocals, it's just beautifully clear and smooth and engaging. Lovely presentation to it. The highs are smooth and unfatiguing, and they roll off slightly early, so not to have too much of a sparkle. They work well for jazz, although some of these electrostatic earphones and the hybrids and stuff like that, they do a better job at technical presentation. But I think the way this blends the lows all the way to the highs is what makes it cohesive and special, and that sense of air is right throughout it. You find that something like a full balanced armature tries to portray soundstage through manipulation of the high notes. This kind of does it in a combination of an excellent high presentation, treble presentation, but also with the just natural airiness of the inherent properties of not being a sealed unit. You know, these are basically just putting speakers next to your ear, and that sense of space comes from just being able to be aware of your environment, and that combination plays into a more natural way than this artificial enhanced treble styled illusion of soundstage, for lack of a better word. just a wonderful, wonderful, versatile earphone. I wouldn't be picking it up if I'm listening to EDM or rap or hip hop or anything like that, but rock, pop, Asian music like K-pop, J-rock, that sort of stuff. Deering Grey with this, I was listening to Deering Grey's The Final. It's just amazing. You can hear the screechiness of the vocals in that. The guitar's absolutely fantastic. Something like Sunga Jung, like if you're just sitting listening to like acoustic finger picking music, just airy, open, special sounding earphone. I don't want this to be overlooked, but I also want to be clear that it's not going to be perfect for everyone. This is an earphone that, if I'm going to listen to the way that I've just described as the majority of my listening, and I'm not going to be listening to it out in public and stuff, then yes, you can own this as your primary earphone and it's going to be a fantastic experience. I would say it's more going to be for the sort of people that I know in this hobby. This is going to make a fantastic experience earphone as a supplementary earphone to something like this. You know, you have your high-end IEMs, but then you have something like this, which is a little bit special sauce where on the days you just want to sit back, relax, and you don't want to have that closed-in feeling of having in-ear monitors in. This gives something different, this gives something unique, this gives something special, and yeah, and it does it in a lovely, lovely package. In terms of comparisons, I'm not really going to do too many comparisons in future videos. I think I've got the Rose Mojito here, and I've got the Yuen in the storage locker. So I'll maybe dig them out and do a direct comparison. I definitely have a set of VE Monk, but these are on a different level from the VE Monk. These are like the equivalent of like a $500–600 earphone in terms of listening experience, $500–700 earphone. It's just that you have these inherent impracticalities of the design that is going to make them less than ideal for people who are using them in loud environments. I don't know, I think they're $200–300 these, and that is outstanding value for the way that they perform and the experience that they give you. Very surprising, and yeah, I'm glad they're going to be in the rotation for the foreseeable future, I think, and they're actually the earphone that I'm keeping next to my bed just now when I'm reading. So yeah, fantastic earphone, great job by NiceHCK. Hopefully get more of these sort of earbuds in the future. If you have any recommendations, leave a comment down below and I'll see if I can get my hands on them. Other than that, we have a lot of reviews coming up in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff, and thanks again for watching.